This is good, and if you like bacon, then come listen to us at Rated R.
Are you waiting for a drum roll?
Hello guys, and welcome back to another Bampster show. Guys, today we've got quite a few bits and bobs to talk about, and joining me is my brother from another mother, the man from across the pan, Drac. Drac, how are you today, mate?
Doing much better than the last time I was on, so thank you, and hello everyone, welcome to another show.
Have you still got the dreaded man flu?
No, the man flu morphed into some kind of sinus infection, and that is more or less gone, but I'm still dealing with a little bit of nose and throat stuff.
Listen, I can get Jolly, right? He's in Georgia, South Georgia, like way back in the sticks, right? I can get him to get his crossbow and his shotgun, and he can come to California and put you out your misery if you like, you know, because you're the start of the zombie outbreak, from what I've been told, mate, the way you've been acting. So I'm going to get him to come kill Patient Zero, you know? Everything will be fine after that. Right, anyway. We've got some interesting topics to discuss today. Apparently, you can go on a pirate cruise? Drek, what's this about?
Well, it's not so much of a pirate cruise as it is a pirate hunting cruise. I saw this article earlier this week and got a good laugh out of it, but I guess there's a company in Dubai that is selling pirate hunting cruises. So it's a small ship, only about 17 rooms. Well, when I say small ship, I mean in relation to your typical idea of a cruise ship, like something like Carnival or whatnot. But you go in, you buy a package that comes with certain types of weaponry. You get yourself armed up, and they go around a couple of different ports, but then they float out at sea and wait to see if pirates attack. If they do, you're free to defend yourself. So I think this is getting... I haven't seen anything about recordings or it being, any published to the web or televised, but I think we're getting closer to Running Man here.
I don't think Running Man, dude. I'm thinking more this has got to be sort of illegal. I mean, as awesome as it sounds, that's got to be somewhat illegal. I mean... Is there like international water law or something like that? This has got to be wrong. Somewhere, somehow, it sounds bloody awesome. You go on your little adventure hunting pirates. But there's got to be some legal ramifications in there somewhere. Or what's the crux of this whole issue? Surely they can't do this. I mean, a 17-roomed cruise ship, if you're going to call it that, is a fairly large crate. Fairly large, not massive, but large enough. You know, you could get hammered yourself, or you could do the hammering. You're actually going to kill somebody. Holy shit.
Well, and that's the thing. There have been different human rights organizations that have come out against this, and ultimately that's what this comes down to, is if you do something like this, you are potentially taking someone's life. Now, of course, you're doing it in self-defense, but you're also putting yourself in a position where they're, likely to come at you. So... I don't know, it's kind of, as far as the laws go, you were the Navy guy, not me, so I would think you would know more about the naval laws and international water laws than I would.
Yeah, I know a bit about the Kyoto and the bits and pieces, and when it comes to international law, 24 miles outside of their, landmass or whatever have it, it's classed international waters, blah-de-blah-de-blah, but there's like a buffer zone as well. So anyway, from what I can understand is, yeah, international waters, you're free to defend yourself anywhere you want. You know, that's what people tend to do. But if you're going to put yourself in that position, I don't think anyone can touch you. So you can go out into the middle of nowhere, shoot someone, and it's not legal. It's not illegal. But then the second you go back to various waters or whatever, what you've done is illegal. I don't know the exact things about it. God, it's been almost 10 years now since I've been in the Navy. But it's bad juju, bro. You're inviting disaster upon yourself. I mean, I wouldn't want to put myself in that position, ever. People that go for these packages are either stupid, got too much money, or just stupid. I would much rather go to the South Pole, or the North Pole, or go to the Amazon, or take a kayak and trip down like the canyon in Arizona, that place. There's a white water rafting and shit. I'd much rather go do that sort of stuff. But, putting yourself on a boat, inviting death and dismay and doom and gloom upon yourself? No, bro, that's not my kind of crazy. That's just beyond crazy, and beyond crazy is stupid. So that's just stupid in my book.
Yeah, I don't know. I may get myself in trouble here. I can kind of see both sides of this, but I think the part where it kind of crosses a line to not being smart or maybe not being the best thing is where you're putting yourself in that position as bait. So, you know, if it was something that just happened while you were out enjoying, you know, the open ocean or different ports and stuff, and you defended yourself, no big deal. But yeah, them putting themselves out there as bait is where it becomes kind of questionable for me.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, if you're on your Todd and you were with your family and friends and, you know, whatever else, and then that just happened, I mean, fucking all gloves are off, mate. You're gonna get yourself hurt. But if you're sitting out there, rocked and cocked, ready to fucking blow heads off, it's like, haha, right, yeah, you're just inviting badness. Anyway, Drake, getting off this Doom topic, because it's kind of a legal thing and a kind of a doomy thing. Did you know, Drake? Did you know KFC has a clothing line? Did you know this? I was not aware. I found this out a few hours ago, days ago, whatever. KFC has their own clothing line. Oh my god, I might have bought some things.
What now? I mean, I like KFC as much as the next guy, and my belly is proof of that. But as far as clothing and merchandise, I don't know. They would have to have some serious like pop culture type references, or I don't know. Just KFC brand stuff, I don't know that I would necessarily spend a lot of money on that.
The kind of stuff they've got is basically t-shirts with, like, you know, the Colonel mustard type, I don't know even what the hell, a bow tie? It's like a southern bow tie type thing, or Kentucky bow tie type thing, on like a t-shirt and stuff, and I wouldn't say pop culture references and whatever have you, but they look very 70s shirts, you know, like the coloured collars and sleeve bits and, you know, plain shirts with Kentucky Fried Motherfucking Chicken! Yeah! I might have bought myself one or two items. I won't deny this. And yes, I will be sporting my KFC stuff. Made specially for me by people in India, I believe. Yeah.
Did you buy the nail polish?
No, I did not buy the nail polish. I'm a bloke. Why do I need nail polish, dude? And no, I'm not going to buy nail polish for my wife. She will kill me.
No, but when you mentioned this and I was Googling all this stuff, I found that apparently in Hong Kong that KFC's worked with someone to make finger licking good nail polish. So the glittery nail polish apparently has flavors for original and hot and spicy.
Those are like weapons, dude. People are gonna mug you just to lick your fingers. Holy shit.
Well, I was wondering when you said weapons if you were thinking the hot and spicy was a viable weapon for, you know, instead of like pepper spray, but like a contact weapon with a scratch.
Yeah, that would work as well. You know, I got spicy fingernails. No, fuck that, bro. I'm out.
Well, and didn't you say there's going to be some kind of phone or something like that too? So if you love KFC.
Oh, yes. There's going to be a KFC branded phone. A Chinese telecom company called I'm going to say just Huawei, whatever have you, from that Adam Sandler film Dracula. Huawei. That Huawei phone's gonna have like a KFC branded bits and pieces. KFC's going full bore into this, you know, this sort of line. They definitely are branching out into all areas. I'm not going to be surprised they're going to offer car insurance, house insurance, and open a bank enough sooner rather than later. I bet you. KFC Bank. Can you imagine a KFC Bank?
I can imagine it, but what would you store there? Like chicken and biscuits for later? Is it going to be like a walk-in fridge or?
Hang on. Whoa, chicken and biscuits. Why the hell would you have a biscuit with chicken? What?
Well, okay, I keep forgetting across the pond over there. Biscuits are cookies to you guys, but to us, they're... How the hell do I even explain that? They're not rolls. They're biscuits. They're not cookies, though.
Okay, right. Are you saying bun?
Well, okay. Buns are a little bit different here. When we say buns, we're thinking like cinnamon buns and stuff like that. But yeah, bun, yeah.
Okay, because in the UK and where I'm from, biscuits are biscuits. They snap. Cookies don't snap. They bend and then crumble. You know, that's like the difference between biscuit and a cookie. That's yeah.
So a biscuit is a cracker, not a cookie.
Biscuits snap so that they're hard. So, for example, ginger snaps, bourbons, you know, stuff like that. You know, jammy dodgers, if you even know what a jammy dodger is. They tend to break and snap in half, whereas cookies sort of bend, you know. So, for example, an Oreo is a biscuit, not a cookie.
Well, I guess in that case, an Oreo both bends and breaks.
Well, you could argue both points because the inside does bend, but the last time I had an Oreo, I think I was 12, so, yeah.
I think the last time I had an Oreo was last month.
The point I was trying to get at is this week's all about KFC. You know, there's a topic I'm going to be discussing with G just after you, and it's quite, it's a topic worth discussing. It's a topic worth discussing. It has its own little section. But anyway, you know, KFC are launching a clothing line. They've got a mobile phone, or in your world, cell phones. I'm going to be surprised. I won't be surprised, rather, if they have a shoe brand coming out next, or a deodorant, or a cologne.
Wait. You thought that the nail polish was bad. Can you imagine a cologne? You walk by somebody and you smell KFC?
Dude, seriously? I'm going to get that cologne, spray it myself, sit in the bus, and make everyone hungry for chicken.
You'll have all the neighborhood dogs and cats following you too. Well, and since we're talking about China and commercialism, have you seen the thing about some Chinese mall has now introduced these new types of like pods to keep husbands occupied while their wives go shopping? It allows them to sit down and play some old school video games.
Dude, believe it or not, in a few shopping centers that I am around, or around me rather, there's actually a fashion shop or fashion boutique, whatever have you, where there are seats for the husbands to sit on while the wives peruse, and they're like magazines and free coffee, and you know, there's a TV with sports on, whatever have you. That's what I'm become accustomed to. It's like, we're going shopping. Yes, babe. And I drive her to the shops, drive her to the place. Sit down there. Yes, dear. And I go sit down, and there's me with like 5 other blokes all looking at each other going, yeah, we're all here for the same reason, boys. Purse whipped, mate. Percy whipped right there. So I have my coffee, watch my sports, and I'm done. But this pod thing of yours, mate, much better idea.
Yeah, I was just saying, I've seen that, I've experienced that, but a lot of times people aren't, even though it's an opportunity, I guess, to be a little social, people aren't necessarily usually all that social with each other there. So I really do love the pod idea better because, I mean, I love playing video games anyway. But unfortunately, I don't think I'd get to use this all that much because my wife, and one of the things that I dearly love about her, she does not like shopping at all. In fact, if you were going to compare the two of us, she would say that I like shopping more than she does, and I don't do a lot of shopping either, although on occasion I do like to go if I've never been to a store and it's like a new type of store or something. I like to kind of go in and check a place out, walk through the aisles a little bit and see if it's someplace I'll ever go. But beyond that, we're both kind of the same way. We want to go in, get what we need, and get out. We have two different ways about going about doing that though, but yeah, she doesn't like to go out and do a lot of shopping, so I wouldn't get to make much use of it. But still, it's a novel idea. I really like it.
To be pretty honest, mate, this pod idea, speaking about the novelty of the idea, it sounds kind of antisocial, because no word of a lie, mate, that's how I've met Jonathan, that's how I've met Gareth, that's how I've met Keith, on various shopping excursions with my wife, my ball and chain, the wallet melter, right? That's how I met these guys, right? And we often, you know, try, and this is gonna sound bad, but we often try and sync up the shopping days so that we're all in the same place at the same time. So all our wives who don't know each other, just us three, right? We're the only ones that know each other. And my wives don't know each other, themselves, whatever have you. So we're all sat in the same spots, drinking coffee, watching sports and having a chat. But the wives are not, I hope they're not aware of this, otherwise I'm in trouble. So one's going shopping here, one's going shopping there, but us four guys rather, know each other, and we often try and sync up the shopping days, often delaying, often, you know, postponing, sometimes rushing the shop on. You know, again, Diane doesn't necessarily mind when we do it, so I've got kind of free rein and say, right, now we're going shopping, go shopping, sort of thing. And I tend to, mate, seriously, this is the art of planning your shop. Shop when you know you got a company. Keith is a funny fucker. Gareth's the moody, moany one. You know, it's 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 a lot of fun when you have a secret ulterior motive about going shopping.
I was gonna say, that sounds like smart planning to me. That sounds like a great idea.
You should try it. This is why I think the pod thing is it's a great idea, honestly, but it might be a bit antisocial to a point where you don't want to interrupt the outside world. You just want to focus on your Mario Brothers or whatever have you. But hopefully I've helped other guys get out there a bit more and sort of like sync up, you know, like secret undercover ninja sort of Black Ops 4 style, you know?
Well, from what I saw, these pods, they looked like they were enclosed in like a glass, like basically a see-through type wall thing. So maybe it'll be like the old school arcades where, yeah, there's only one guy playing at a time, but, you know, you got other people who are either waiting to play or watching around, and then they can still be social and interact with each other, cheer each other on.
Perhaps. I don't think that's going to be a problem for cheering people on. Speaking about cheering people on, I have for you some rather devastating news. Drac, would you like to hear this devastating news?
I'm sure that I will be completely devastated by this. Go ahead.
Right, I have unequivocal proof. Zelda is now completely pointless on the Nintendo Switch.
I'm waiting to hear your proof.
Because Skyrim, Elder Scrolls 5, whatever, is launching on Nintendo Switch. Therefore, Zelda, which is the kiddies version of Skyrim, is now defunct. So Skyrim equals win. Because why would you play Zelda when you can play Skyrim? Skyrim's obviously 10 times better. More than better than Zelda. More better. So, yeah. Proof! Zelda is pointless. There. There's an article. Go read it.
Well, I would say that there's an error in your logic, considering they're not exactly the same game type. I would say one was inspired in part by the other, but it's two different games, and you get different experiences out of them. And if Zelda is so poor, then why have they added Zelda to Skyrim?
Because it's an homage to Zelda, because Nintendo and Switch and Skyrim, blah blah blah, and you're wrong.
Because Zelda's awesome.
No, because Zelda sucks balls. It was great when you was 2D platformer, you could run around the map and whatever, but modern Zelda sucks balls.
See, you had me until you went to modern Zelda. Because it was great as a 2D platformer.
It was great. I played it, but I played it when I was like 8, you know, when Zelda was cool. Now I'm an old, grumpy, fat twat. I prefer playing grumpy old fat twat games. Skyrim is a better version of Zelda, therefore Zelda is pointless. And it's coming out on the system that's famous for rebranding and repackaging old nostalgic games, and Skyrim's now got a new lease of life, and Skyrim's gonna make more money than Bethesda can, you know, shovel into the coalfire. You know what I mean?
I don't know. Like I said, in a way, I think it provides two different types of experiences, but I mean, I'll play them both, and I love them both. So for me, it's not really so much of a competition. It's not a matter of which one is better. It's more, I get to play both, and I get to take them with me mobile. The problem that I had with Skyrim, and that I've run into with Zelda as well, is because they're open world games, and I like seeing and exploring the world, I kind of leave the story behind. So when I played Skyrim on my PC, I never finished the story. And then, you know, now I haven't gotten back to it either, but at least with the Switch, I can take it with me. Maybe now I'll actually get to play the game and finish through the story.
Believe it or not, mate, this is one of the parts I agree with you with. When I played Skyrim, I detoured, instead of going to White Horse or White House, I detoured left, found myself in an orc mine, and then I went straight across the map, and I found myself in a thing covered in skeletons, and I was just playing the game. I wasn't aware that I had to follow the main story. I still haven't completed the main story. I've completed all the other stories, just not the main story. So you and I are on the same boat there. Same boat. I venture around and find other cool niches and bits and pieces, you know.
Yeah, there's something, I can't quite maybe put it to words or explain it very well, but there's something about exploring these, you know, alien or fantasy type worlds that's really neat, that kind of captures your attention and keeps you leading on instead of actually following the story. And it's not that the story is bad. The story is interesting, but for whatever reason, at least for myself, it's been more interesting to just explore and see what I can find. You know, like some of the underground dwarven ruins that you find in Skyrim.
Oh, dude, those underground dwarven ruins, man, were great. I found back in the day when Skyrim was brand new in 360, I found this icebergy place, and in there was a book. And I kept opening and closing this book, and it kept on boosting my stats. I'm like, hey? The fuck, bro? By the time I reached, I was level 80. It's like, oh, I think I'm done now. And then it's like, oh, I've ruined the game for myself, because now nothing can oppose me. Nothing's challenging. I just go, bleh, everything dies. I think that's why I didn't complete the main story, because the game became boring and repetitive. Because I was the he who can destroy all. turns out there was an actual patch that I never received because I was playing this game offline, you see. So yeah, fun. The game was great.
Sounds to me like this is one more reason for you to get a Switch, because then you can play Skyrim portable.
Not getting a Switch. Not getting a Switch. It's pointless. The next game going to come out is a Mario game, and after that will be a kart game, and then that will be it for the Nintendo bits and pieces. There will be some half-assed attempt by some third-party developer doing some half-assed game. Case in point, Bethesda, instead of making a new game, they just lapped on a new bit of code to make Skyrim work on Nintendo. That will be done, and then the Switch version 2.5 will come out, because, you know, game consoles are taking half steps now, which annoy the shit out of me. So that's what's going to happen. That's my grumpy man seeing through Nintendo's eyes, sort of thing.
Did you see the, I think it was a Penny Arcade comic about, like 10 years from now, it's going to be like, Skyrim, super high, ultra, like remastered version.
Oh yeah, because they did that 4K rendering version of Skyrim. To be brutally honest, I didn't notice any difference to the 1080p version I've been playing. So I just like, okay, it just looks prettier. Cool. I can see that square's got a super defined line. Cool. Yay. But then again, it's just brilliant marketing on Bethesda's part, because Skyrim is such a good game. You know, they're banking on people coming back to play it. So yeah.
Yeah, Morrowind was great. Oblivion kind of blew me away a little bit, and Skyrim just topped over that even. So, and Elder Scrolls Online is a lot of fun, but at times can get repetitive. So I keep falling in and out of that game. But yeah, I'd really like to see them do another Elder Scrolls game that's at least co-op, but not like, you know, ESO. I'd like to see something similar to Skyrim, but that includes co-op.
You see, Elder Scrolls Online is boring and repetitive. That's not my game. Boring, repetitive, boring people play that game. Anyway, the Oblivion is where I got into Skyrim, and then I loved it so much, I actually got the DLC for it, which was that Mad Hatter place. I loved that. That was great. And then I played Skyrim, which was great. So yeah, Skyrim's a GG, good game, bro. The only bit that bothers me about Skyrim is the intro, is the beginning part. Then whatever, you take like 5 minutes of the game to realise anything, and before you even play the game, you sit on a cart and you're not seeing the environment you're gonna play. You're walking down an alley that's dark and walking down an alley. You're in a cart being whistled down a snowy hill or mountain, and it's boring and it's dark and it's dreary, and it's like, okay, this looks horrible. It doesn't, visually stimulate. Oh, cool! This game, I'm gonna play it. Yeah. It's only after you get your head chopped off, where you see a dragon, and you go, "Oh shit! I'm gonna burn! Oh no! Run, fat boy, run!"
Dude, spoiler alert.
Oh, if you haven't played Skyrim, seriously, go play Skyrim. Seriously, go play it. And it's what, 10 years old now? 10 years? 12 years? It's an old game.
Well, and I'm gonna switch things up here a little bit since we've been talking about Nintendo, another kid-friendly company. Disney has offered their first look at Star Wars Land.
What, Star Wars Land? Is that like Pirates of the Caribbean, when it's like a ride and that's it?
No, definitely take a look at the link. We'll make sure it's up on the YouTube and whatnot. But there's a quick little video. It's not even 30 seconds long, but it shows some concept art, basically like modeled out to give you an idea. But they're basically they're building both in California and in Florida here in the U.S. And you're going to be able to walk through these areas with these buildings that are right out of the Star Wars universe.
Okay, Drake, you're in California. You've got to go to this, and you've got to go with the camera bolted to your chest or your forehead or your wrist, and you've got to go and critique this. Drake's critiquing of Star Wars, because I still maintain episodes 3, 4, and 5 are the best. 1, 2, and 3 suck balls. Balls, bro, balls. 6, horrible. 7, it was okay, actually. I quite liked it.
I agree with you about 4, 5, and 6.
Sorry, 4, 5, and 6, sorry. And then 7 sucked, but Rogue was okay. I'm sorry, I'm getting the fucking things mixed up. It's 4, 5, and 6. 1, 2, and 3 sucked balls. 4, 5, and 6 were great. 7 was bad. 8 was good. It's all higgledy, about face, piggledy. Yeah, you know what I mean, but you know what I mean.
Yeah, with episode 1, honestly, I could cut out just the parts with the lightsaber battles with Darth Maul and forget about the rest of the movie, and I'd be good. But 2 and 3, I don't know. I'm in the middle somewhere. I mean, I didn't think they were phenomenal movies, but I didn't think they were horrible movies, and I think that they moved the story along to, catch up with Episode 4. I loved Rogue One. I thought that was awesome, and I thought Episode 7 was actually good. I enjoyed that movie as well. I know that in many ways it was kind of a rehash of Episode 4 with, kind of the way that they told the story, but I enjoyed the new characters that they've introduced, and I'm looking forward to seeing where they take the story from here.
The bit that bugs me about the Episode 1 with the young Anakin, right? The only bit about... Okay, there's more than only one bit, but the bit that bugs me the most is when he's fixing his jetpack rider thing, and the kids run up, and there's that laughter that you've heard in all the old cheesy fucking 70 films. That and then they give Anakin a whole lot of trolling, and they go right. I've heard that instantly sucks me out of the experience. Done. It sucked me out of it like a sucky thing on a suck day. It's horrible. It's like, thank you just ruined it. I heard that laughing in God knows, films from the 60s, 70s, and 80s. You just wrecked it. You've spent this much money on a great film, and you've gone ahead and ruined it by sticking in a $2 soundbite. And that wrecked it. Anyway, I do feel that 1, 2, and 3 were made more for kids, whereas 4, 5, and 6 were more for the general audience, adults. If they had stuck with that original idea of keeping it more, I want to say, adult orientated with sort of adult themes and violence and whatever have you, more akin to the 4, 5, and 6 would have been better. But a lot of people are saying, oh yeah, but then the kids wouldn't watch it. Ball bag bollocks, mate. Seriously? When I was eight, my dad sat me down with my freaking 50 bloody sisters, and we watched Star Wars 4, 5, and 6. It scared the bloody... Okay, it wasn't 8, it was like 4. It scared the bloody crap out of me. Darth Vader was the dude to be terrified. You do not, mess around with the Darth Vader. But then it comes to this Tyrone crybaby dude. It's like, ha! My 2-year-old could beat the crap out of this dude. He's got the Force. It's horrible. Honestly, I'm sure your daughter, who's a lot older than mine, right, could go to Tyler Red and say, "Stop it, sit down," and he would do it because it's a child. Oh, there's no. It was a good film. It just, I know they try to go back to the old by making it new, all that stuff, but stop trying to reinvent the wheel. Carry on with the story, Drake. I agree with that comment. Move on with the story. Space stations that can blow up planets are done. Move on. They could have made a plague, that killed everyone on the planet or something, rather than that. But no.
Like a biological weapon.
Yeah, exactly. They could have done something like that. A bit like what Stargate SG-1 did with that one alien race that chemically neuters everyone on the planet they inhabit. That kills the race. Anyway, it's just, they could have moved on with the story that instead of going back to the old. I know they wanted to do with familiarity within the new to make reminiscent of the old, but in so doing, they just killed it for me.
Well, you might need to do like I had to do with the episodes 2 and 3. I had to watch those a couple of times to actually kind of gain more appreciation for the way that Hayden Christensen played Anakin. Because when I first watched those movies, his character annoyed me to no end. And I'm like, this is the guy that becomes Darth Vader? He's a whiny little brat. Like, I couldn't, it was frustrating. Then after seeing the movies a couple times, it kind of dawned on me, and it started to make more sense why his character was like that. His character was surpassing all of his teachers, and even though he felt more powerful and was beating, his teachers, learning their lessons and exceeding their abilities, he was constantly feeling like he was being held back because he felt like he was exceeding what they were capable of, and yet they weren't allowing him the positions within the organization that they held. And so from a teenage perspective, it made a lot more sense to me when it finally clicked. But that first time around watching it, each one of those, his character was really annoying to me.
I'm not saying the films were badly acted. I'm not saying the films were poorly produced. I'm not saying they were poorly... Okay, maybe they were a bit poorly edited. But, a direction and how the story is told has a lot of impact on the viewer. I'm sorry, we've got into the Star Wars topic thanks to Disney, and Disney, we should be talking about the play park, but it just bugs me that something I've loved since I was a child, where I've loved the stories, they're just wrecking it. And I know this is probably neither here nor there, but I feel like I've been let down. Thank you, Lucas. Go and wreck another childhood thing, just like he did to goddamn Indiana Jones! You wrecked Indiana Jones, bro! Why? Why do you wreck Indy?
Well, and I'll tell you, that could be a good case for why sometimes things maybe shouldn't have remakes or sequels, prequels, or whatever, because there's a nostalgia factor there that you build things up in your mind, your expectations, because of how much you loved something and how great it was when you saw it, that those expectations are often nearly impossible to meet.
Oh, you're very right, but the movie itself, I was really enjoying it. I really was. That Russian chick was quite funny, and Indiana Jones and his son Shia LaBeouf, both whatever, right? Funny. It was great. I was enjoying myself, but the bit that killed it for me was aliens. Like, really? The last sort of the last 45 minutes of the movie just killed it for me. I really was enjoying it. It's like, really, aliens? Really? You went aliens?
That's what killed it for a lot of people.
Why, bro? Why are you doing this? Why are you doing Dobby? Yeah, long. Killed it, Lucas, killed it.
Well, since he killed your expectations on that so poorly or so badly, I thought I heard a rumor they were going to make another Indiana Jones movie. So maybe your expectations will be so low for this one that you'll actually enjoy the next one that comes out.
I know. That's what I was getting at. No, so what about? That's the point I was trying to make. They're making another one. Well, again, rumors that they're making, rumor in the old mill, they're making another Indiana Jones, and you're not wrong. My expectations are so low.
Well, and I wonder almost if they're going to kill Indy in this movie.
Don't go there, bro. Seriously, don't go there. They killed Han Solo, right? The archetypal. I don't care. They should have seen the film by now. They've killed the archetypal. That word, right? Lone gun ho ranger. I don't care. Do it my way. Bang, dead. Okay, his son kills him. Dramatic moment. He falls to his death. But then, in the real world, God bless her cotton socks, Leia dies. Forgive me, I don't know the actress's actual name, I just know her as a Leia. I'm very sorry.
Carrie Fisher.
There we go, Carrie Fisher. I actually sorry. She actually goes ahead and dies. And it's like, oh shit. No more Leia. But Leia didn't die in the movies. Han Solo did. And Harrison Ford is still quite chipper. So they're going to have to rethink that one, I think.
Yeah, there was a plane crash on one of the freeways not too long ago. I want to say maybe about a month or a month and a half ago. And I made the joke. I said, well, don't worry. If it's Harrison Ford, everything's going to be okay. He'll walk away from it.
Oh, yeah, because he does crash his planes, doesn't he?
Yeah, it's amazing. The guy's he's crashed it like 2 or 3 times now and walked away each time.
Well, forgive me by saying this, and this is a phrase I've always remembered since when I was like 3, when I watched the series called DuckTales.
Hell yeah.
Duck called Launchpad. But whenever I see Harrison Ford, I see Launchpad, and any landing you can walk away from is a good landing.
Well, from Nintendo to Disney to Star Wars, Indiana Jones, and all those things. One last thing I wanted to bring up before we let you guys listen to Bamm's KFC ramble is that ComicCon is coming up this week. I managed to snag a Thursday and a Sunday pass, so I'll get what pictures I can. We'll get them up on the website, and we'll probably be talking about that, I'm assuming, in an upcoming episode within the next week or 2.
Dude, is this the one in San Diego?
Yes, San Diego Comic-Con International.
You going on Thursday and Sunday, yeah?
I will be in the convention on Thursday and Sunday, but I'm also planning to meet a buddy of mine on Saturday. There's a ton of things. If you're anywhere near the San Diego area, there are so many things that happen outside the convention, both just around the convention grounds and in other bars and hotels and things like that do not require a badge. In fact, there's even an area out behind the harbor, I think it's an adult swim area, that's being set up that does not require a badge. So there's so much stuff to do. Even if you weren't lucky enough to get a badge through the raffle system that they have, there are still things that you can go do and have a good time. And, you know, a lot of stuff you can bring the kids out and have a good time with, too.
Dude, seriously? Have you mapped out your route, have you? Because you're going to get stuck in what I like to refer to as the dreaded queue. Because all Comic-Cons nowadays are, mate, is a massive freaking queue.
Oh, yeah, I've joked about this for the last decade. It's the place where you go... it's one of the only places in the world where you go to wait in line.
Go on. What venues are you going to be looking at? What booths are you going to go to? Come on, surely you've researched this. You're going on next week Thursday, bro, and next week Sunday. Surely you know where you're going to go see and what you're going to go check out.
This is hilarious because by now, normally I would have researched it, but between being out of the country for a couple of weeks, coming back sick, and then having family here visiting, I haven't had a chance to really look at it. So I'm actually going to be doing my research this coming week. So I know a lot of the really good stuff happens on Friday and Saturday, but unfortunately those passes sold out before I got my opportunity to buy them. But, you know, I'll get in there and I'll get what I can from Thursday and Sunday. And like I said, wandering around outside as well.
Dude, what are you... Obviously you've done some perusing. What bits and pieces are you trying to go see? What is your main aim? Because surely there's one or two booths you want to go to see. I mean, Adult Swim, that's where I'd be, bro. Right there. Giving those dark guys a whole lot of shit. Especially that ginger Seth Green. Oh,
man, I've seen Seth Green once or twice before at the convention. He is a really cool guy, and he's great with the fans. And I love to see that, because, I mean, these guys that, you know, come out and... I get that the convention center is packed and there is a crap ton of people there. But it is really cool to see when people are really cool with interacting with their fans and stuff. So I guess without further ado, Bamm, you want to introduce us into the next block?
Yes, guys. G and I talk about space and KFC.
And for all you vegetarians out there, I'm one too. This is Grit signing off with Rated R.
G, are you there? G!
Hi, Bamm.
Hey, G, listen, dude, I've got some very scary news. Something that was linked to me on Facebook, and it's absolutely bloody amazing. Do you want to know what it was?
I'm assuming more bacon.
No, sadly, mate, sadly. Apart from beer cans being sent through customs with a baggage strip on them and bacon being the most awesome thing since sliced bread, combination of, believe it or not, it's got nothing to do with the pair of it. Not this time. It's got something to do with my second or third or fourth love in life, KFC.
That's that American chicken wrapped in a lot of flour thing, right?
Yes, KFC, man. It is delicious. It is absolutely... I'm like Cartman when it comes to KFC. I love my Colonel. Anyway, enough about the fanboyism. I'm actually drooling now with KFC. I'm drooling. Right. Anyway, KFC. Believe it or not, G, they sent one of their chicken sandwiches into space. So KFC's been to space. That's amazing. The Ghanaians went to space. Now KFC's gone to space. Holy moly.
So space gets that chicken thing, and Belgium doesn't. That seems a bit unfair.
What do you mean? What do you mean? Are you saying that Belgium ain't got no KFC?
We do not have KFC. There's been petition, there's been various movements to try and get KFC here. KFC says they are considering it, but they've been saying that for like a decade now. So yeah, no KFC in Belgium.
Whoa. Is it the political landscape saying KFC, or is it the actual company themselves saying no?
It's the company itself. Okay, so a little bit of background. Belgium is actually where the restaurant was invented, and they seem to be really proud of their own brands, which for some reason are the French brands, like a really bad burger chain called Quick. For a long time, McDonald's didn't think they could be here. Burger King aren't here because they don't want to compete with Hector Chicken, with Quick, with all the local Belgian and French brands. But that's changing now because Burger King has bought Quick, and they're either going to close all the burger joints here or make them into Burger King. But yeah, we don't have Wendy's, we don't have KFC, we don't have pretty much any American fast food brands except McDonald's.
Okay, right, believe it or not, mate, you're not missing out when it comes to Wendy's, alright? You're not missing out, but you are missing out when it comes to KFC, some Colonel, some KF motherfucking C! You're missing out, dude, seriously. Where is the nearest KFC to you?
Across the border to Germany, so there's a high-speed train will take about an hour to get there.
Well, you've got to leave the whole way. You've got to go to Germany, as in Germany, to go get yourself some Colonel. You're joking, right?
It's either head to Germany or head... Oh, I think I would have to go to England. Like take the high-speed train to London.
Believe it or not, when you get to St. Pancras, right, there's actually a KFC in the terminal, so you're fine.
Oh, that must be new, because it's been 3 years since I was in St. Pancras last. There wasn't one there.
Yeah, it's new. There's a KFC in the terminal now. There's a Marks and Spencer's, there's a KFC, there's a Pumpkin, there's a whole lot, but there's a KFC right there.
So that's down by the food courts, huh?
Yeah, in the food court area. Anyway, GG, getting back to the topic.
Sorry.
Why you know KFC, bro? KFC's in space. The company will send a chicken to space, but it won't send a chicken to Belgium. What the hell's going on? Doesn't make sense to me, bro.
Okay, so you linked me this thing, and if I'm reading it, it's a weather balloon.
Still space. Technically, it's still the highest chicken ever.
Actually, I know they've sent chicken bits and things, food-wise, up to the Asnos on the International Space Station. So that's 400 kilometers up. And this thing, it's a stratospheric weather balloon. This thing goes up to, well, I have to read how far this particular one goes, but the stratosphere is not even halfway to space.
What do you mean? What are you telling me, bro? It's space, dude. Hang on. Whoa. Just clarify something for me a second. You're telling me astronauts got KFC, but Belgium didn't get KFC? Something's wrong here. Okay, back to the topic I'm getting at. So you're telling me the stratosphere is in space? I know with the stratosphere you can see the curvature of the Earth. That's space to me, bro.
Okay, so stratosphere is 8 to 10 kilometers up, depending on where you are. It's a little bit, whether you're at equator or at the pole. And it goes up to about, 30 kilometers? 30-something kilometers, again, depending on where you are. That's the stratosphere. After that comes the mesosphere and a couple other spheres. And 100 kilometers up, that's where you find the Cardan line, which is where we say space is. So this thing, and I'm just reading here, they say that it might go as high as 22.9 kilometers. It's not even a quarter of the way to space.
What you took? Hang on, no, dude. KFC said they sent a chicken to space. So you're telling me this?
KFC lied.
KFC doesn't lie. It's delicious chicken. I mean, granted, the chicken burger they sent doesn't look particularly appetizing. It looks a bit bloated and a bit bleh, but it's a chicken to space, bro.
Nope, it's a chicken on a weather balloon with a camera. And if I'm reading this right, they launched a bunch of leaflets from it and expected people to find them.
Yeah, I've noticed that. I'm not going to be able to find any of those leaflets, mate. Holy shit. If I do, I'll be a lucky man. But I'm not going to be able to find those. God knows, but those are probably still floating up there somewhere. You probably find them in a couple of years.
Oh yeah, if they launched that and, if they released leaflets or whatever it is, coupons from it at 10 kilometers altitude, they can actually stay up there for a few weeks.
Yeah, thinking about that, eh? Good God, you might be bimbling about, minding your own business in the Penzance, and all of a sudden you see a coupon for KFC Space Chicken! That's a bit random, bro. A bit random. But I still don't understand why you know space. Surely the stratosphere is space, or are you saying yes, Bamm, but it's technically not space?
It's not space. So here's a fun one. Space is defined as the altitude where you can no longer use wings to hold yourself up. How a regular aircraft doesn't use the thrust of its engine to hold itself up. It uses the wings, the lift created by wings, aerofoils. And that just doesn't work when you hit somewhere really close to 100 kilometers. To get above that, you need rockets. So that's the definition of space. Below it, you can use wings. Above it, you can't. That's pretty much it. Balloons cannot reach that altitude. When they said what's-his-face jumped out of a balloon and took, half an hour to get back down, he was close-ish. He was, as far as I remember, higher up than this, but no. Balloons and that altitude that's required to reach space, no, they just don't work that high up.
Well, hang on. You're trying to... I want to say you're trying to explain astrophysics versus aerophysics. So aerodynamics and astrophysics, all that stuff. So there is a clear definition. Basically, you need lift and therefore not space, and therefore rockets equal your lift, so space.
Yeah, the moment you cannot use a wing to generate lift, no matter how fast you go, you're in space. So that's why the X-51, was that the one, would fly up until that altitude and then hit its rocket engine. And that's why SSTOs, SSTOs, single stage 2 orbit. It's a rocket thing that can launch like a plane, and once it hits 100 kilometers, or even before that, it will hit a rocket stage and fire that. What will turn its engine into a rocket, really complex. But up until 100 kilometers, aerofoils work. After that, it's space. And once you get to 100 kilometers, the air is so thin that most balloons will actually shred themselves. They will, the gas inside will push so hard on the balloon itself, no matter what it's made of, that it will tear it.
But the picture I'm seeing here, G, is a KFC bucket with a Golobi orb thing on it. Okay, the chicken burger doesn't look particularly tasty, I won't lie, but it looks like a satellite, dude. It doesn't look like it's been strung along by a balloon. Are you telling me I need to read the article instead of look at the pictures?
I'm telling you need to read up on your physics.
Okay.
I know you're just one of those engineer people.
I don't need to read up on my physics. I know engineering and physicalizations. I know those mechanics, all that stuff, yes.
Oh, this is where I should quiz you on atmospheric drag for the International Space Station. I said that's 400 kilometers up.
Oh god, don't, please. I know it's got like something like 16 gyros, right? And technically it's constantly falling. Because it always falls off the arse end of the Earth, so it's always fucking falling. Don't get me started on atmospheric drag on the International Space Station, please. That's a subject I'd rather not tax my fucking soul on, please.
Hey, you take somebody who likes space and start us with, KFC and space and stuff. Yeah.
But bro, it's a chicken burger in space! You're freaking killing it! I mean, good god, where's the love? Where's the soul, bro? You are killing it! That KFC, the huge conglomerate freaking chicken death machine, as in the ones that are going to give you heart cancer or whatever have you, sends a burger into space. Shit, dude, I'm going to send myself something into space one of these days just by strapping it to a balloon as well. That's just amazing. I think it's brilliant. You're a kill buzz, bro. You're a buzzkill. That's the word I'm going to call, buzzkill. Sorry, I have been drinking tonight. I apologize.
Okay, so reading this thing, it's apparently the idea to carry humans up there. So I guess the KFC chicken thing is just a stand-in for you being more KFC chicken.
Well, again, I constantly maintain, if I weigh... Okay, I don't weigh 100 pounds. I don't. I fucking guarantee you that. But if I weighed 100 pounds and I ate a 1 pound of chicken, which I can bloody well do very easily, does that technically make me 1% chicken?
I've seen you play video games. I'm gonna go with 90%.
You are such a buzzkill tonight, mate. What the hell? Seriously, bro? Aren't you a little bit excited? Are you just jealous that KFC is sending a chicken burger to space and not sending a chicken burger to your lap? In Belgium.
A little bit. They could KFC something here. I have tried KFC. It's pretty good. Whenever we're in England, wife and I orders just way too many buckets of it because that's once every third year. But no KFC down here.
Mate, seriously, the best way to experience KFC, no word of a lie, mate, is to get yourself one of them bargain buckets, alright? Don't buy the drinks at there because drinks there are bloody expensive. What you go ahead and do is you go to Tesco's, buy yourself a 2-litre bottle of Coke for like £1. Okay, go yourself KFC, get yourself a 16-piece bargain bucket. And if there's two of you, get 2 of those buckets and you just go to town. And let me tell you something, mate, after the 7th piece, or the 8th, I'm drooling now. I'm actually drooling. After the 10th piece, you know you've had yourself some good chicken. But the best time to get the chicken, mate, no word of a lie, is on a Thursday. Because the Wednesdays, if I'm not mistaken, the ones in where I'm living right now, Andover, they clean out their fries every Wednesday night. So Thursday's fresh chicken. So if you're a bit of a connoisseur and you want more flavoursome to your KFC, you'll go, say, the Wednesday before, the Wednesday mornings and whatever have you. But if you like yourself a bit of a medium sort of chickeny bits, whatever have you, go yourself the Monday, because you've got the weekend rush, you see, and that's when the fries just melt that delicious into the chicken, so you get quite a nice little taste. So depending on which day of the week you go, depending on what the skin will taste like. That's how far I've gone into my KFC observations and learnings. Yes, I know it's sad. Before you said it, I know it's sad.
Oh, I've seen worse than that.
Worse?
I remember, growing up, people would talk about, which fast food, which burger joint back home would have just one deep fryer for the French fries and for the chicken and everything. So where you would go to get French fries that ended up tasting of chicken because they were in the same fryer.
Oh yeah, I don't think KFC actually fry their chips. I think they've got a complete separate unit, and the ones they have in the back of the KFC, the back of the KFC. Good God. Oh, I've been there. I know. I've been one of them. Anyway, it's a completely different unit, a completely separate unit. So the chips won't taste like chicken, and chicken won't taste like chips, but. You said something interesting, French fries. It's not politically correct to say French fries anymore. It's just fries. How freaking dumb is that? I've always known it as French fries. Or chips. Or fries. Well, why are people getting so touchy-feely about... Sue's going to say you can't say chicken because it's demeaning towards freaking chicken. It's called a white meat now. God, people are so fucking touchy. But anyway, KFC in Space!
No, Bamm, do you know why it's called French fries?
I'm going to say it's because of the type of cut of the actual chip itself. It's the type of cut. I'm only guessing. I'm probably wrong.
No, the name goes back to World War II, when the Americans made landfall in mainland Europe, and they were quite proud, and some of them came here to Belgium and discovered fries or frites, but they thought they were in France, so they called them French fries. So basically the only reason it's called French fries is because the American soldiers got a little bit lost.
The reason why it's called French fries is because Americans couldn't find France, so they went and invaded Belgium instead. Great listening, great history lesson right there, G. Great history lesson.
Meanwhile, if you want fries, the best place to get them, Belgium.
Why? I prefer poutine from Canada. I've tasted that stuff. It's delicious.
But it looks disgusting.
I don't care what it looks like. It's what it tastes like. In that case, all food's disgusting because it always looks brown. Because it's been cooked. Unless you eat sushi. Now, sushi to me is a delicacy I've only had once, and I wasn't a fan.
Sushi I'll eat any day of the week.
Nah, dude. No. Dude, you've got something wrong with you, bro. You've got something wrong with you. You need to get some chicken in you, bro. You need to get some bacon, you need to get some beer, and you get some chicken in you, man.
Because I gotta ask, now you're into chicken, you're into KFC, why not Nando's?
Don't get me started on the old Nan of Does. In the UK, Nando's is bloody expensive, mate. It's a rip-off compared to KFC. Believe it or not, back in the homeland, in the place of the motherland's homes, whatever, right? Nando's is a direct competitor to KFC, and they're equally priced, and they taste just as good. KFC deep fried their stuff, Nando's grilled their stuff. It's the same damn thing. It's chicken to chicken. Sometimes you go Nando's, sometimes you go KFC. It's a direct competitor, but in the UK it's seen as a posh, fancy restaurant you go and sit down and have meals. Not the ones I've been to in Saffron, mate. You go, you get yourself a chicken, you eat your chicken, and you go.
That was actually something that confused me, because we went to a Nando's in England and yeah, sit down like a restaurant. I think that's not what I was used to when I was on the other end of the planet.
No, exactly. It's crazy. It's like a posh, high-end restaurant. And it's a freaking rip-off for... I mean, I can't eat half a chicken. The chickens they get there are anemic. I swear. They are anemic compared to the KFC's chickens I get there, man. So they're just anemic. And you pay a freaking fortune for them. I don't like going Nando's. I'd much rather go to Frankie and Benny's, another bloody restaurant that rips you off and sees you coming from a mile off. But in the land of the motherlands and whatever have you, Nando's is a direct competitor to KFC, and it works very well because the chickens are huge and there's very little in it when it comes to pricing. But what I love about the Nando's adverts in South Africa, because yes, believe it or not, Nando's have to advertise in South Africa. They have very politically motivated adverts. For example, just post you've seen, my favoritist advert ever that actually got banned from television was little old lady who's blind, can't see jack shit. So she's got a seeing eye dog, and a seeing eye dog takes her to a Nando's takeaway joint, right? She orders herself a chicken zinger, equivalent to Nando's, whatever, chicken flame, whatever have you. So the dog sees this chicken, skegs it out and goes, how am I going to get this chicken off this old duck? walks her straight into a traffic light, bang, knocks her out cold. Dog gets to eat chicken. That got banned. Apparently the blind people got very offended. My question was how did the blind people see the advert because they're blind? So how do they get offended by it? I mean, me no understand it. Me no see what wrong it. But then I don't think they saw what was wrong anyway. I probably got told. So anyway, I thought it was bloody funny. Anyway, there's also another one with I think it's Winnie Sikizela Mandela. I think that's her name, her full name. She has like 14 bloody houses, God knows how many Lamborghinis, 15 bloody Ferraris. Anyway, she has to do budget cuts or whatever have you. So she sits in a big ass pool saying, right, we all have to, in times of posterity or austerity, whatever have you, we all have to make sacrifices. I'm eating a Nando's bargain meal because I'm making sacrifices. Yes, I had to sell my one house of 14, but we all have to make sacrifices. Oh mate, those adverts, seriously, if anyone has a chance, seriously go and watch those Nando's adverts. You can learn a lot about South African humour, history, political history, and how the country actually runs just by watching those adverts. It opens your eyes. Those adverts need to be shown worldwide. This is South Africa, bang, and there's a whole lot of people taking the piss.
I would say I've seen some of them, they were pretty good, yeah.
Well, but the funny thing is, I think, now don't get me wrong, I'm only going this on hearsay, they tried to get the Nando's adverts removed on racist charges or whatever have you. The thing is, it fell through on its arse. Because the people doing the adverts were the same bloody races, the ones they're taking the piss from. It's like, oh good God, you guys have failed so miserably. So that fell on its arse because they all thought it was a different, it was a long, funny, drawn out, it was funny at the end because the people that filed the suit left with more than just egg on their faces, because Nando's was there offering them a free Nando's meal because Nando's had ripped them to pieces and had claimed money off them. So they, as a gesture of kindness, they gave him a coupon to the nearest Nando's. Salt in the wound. Salt in the wound. Oh, mate. Anyway, we were talking about KFC.
And space.
And space! Two of my favourite things! Some of my favourite things! And they're combined. I'm just going to send a bacon sandwich in space now. Gee, there's an idea. There's an idea for us to do, G. Send a bacon sandwich to space. Yeah, we can do that.
We could, but do you know how much it costs to send stuff to space?
It's just a freaking balloon, dude. You get a couple of balloons, fill them with helium, and you send them on their way.
You said space.
Okay, fine. Stratosphere then. Fine, right? Technically, it's space according to KFC, and if by their loose definition of space applies to them, then I can take their loose definition and apply it to me. They might have their facts backwards. Doesn't mean I can't.
Good. Put a bacon sandwich on the next British Airways flight.
That doesn't... No, the British Airways guys don't fly at freaking stratospheres. They fly a little bit lower.
They do.
No, they don't.
That's exactly what you do with a commercial jetliner. It goes up to the stratosphere to be able to fly faster.
No. I'm talking about higher. Because I know there's a guy on the YouTube's called Colin Furs. He sent like 4 mobile phones to space, and it was on a couple of big ass balloons he got. And he sent the mobile phones to space. I mean, I want to eat the first bacon sandwich that actually went to space and came back down. I'm going to eat me that sandwich.
If I remember correctly...
That's a bloody good freaking idea, actually. I'm going to send me a bacon sandwich to space.
There is a...
I wonder if I can get a cider bottle up there as well and make it super chilled. Because it's quite cold up there, I imagine. I wonder if it'll be nice and cold when it gets back down.
Are you familiar with the concept of a CubeSat?
Yes, I am familiar with the concept of CubeSat.
They are so small that SpaceX and NASA tends to allow them on for free. So you can ask them and deliver the package to them. It has to be done in special ways, etc. They'll take it up to space and launch it, for example, just from the International Space Station, like the Ghanaians did. So put a bacon sandwich into a aluminium box with a small GPS locator, etc. No more than 10 by 10 by 10 centimeters. Give it to NASA, have them take it up to the International Space Station, chuck it out the window, and then pick it up wherever it lands.
Okay, right. I'm sure they don't just shove it out the window, but I get what you're saying. And a 10 by 10 by 10. That's a lot of freaking bacon, dude.
Oh yeah, but you also need, as I said, equipment to track it, probably a parachute. It'll still burn up when it gets down.
Oh yeah, I don't think I'll burn up. I mean, no, I reckon you're right with the GPS. I reckon you're right with the parachute. But the problem I've got is that if it doesn't land in the UK, I can't go get me some bacons. I gotta go to, good God above, I might have to go to somewhere else, and I'm not gonna. By the time I get there, what I'm trying to get at, mate, is the bacon won't be edible. The sandwich won't be edible. So I'm thinking about just using the balloon, straight up, straight down. Okay, well, sort of straight up and then sort of straight down, but you know what I mean.
This is where I'd remind you, you're on an island.
So?
There's wind.
So?
It'll end up either in the North Sea or somewhere similar.
No, it frickin' won't. You're being doom and gloomist. It won't end up. No. If you launch it from. If you get the weather patterns right, or the windings right, or whatever have you, it can go straight up and straight down. In a matter of hours.
Okay, I'm go for it. That's all I can say. Go for it. Get a weather balloon and test it.
I don't see why I can't. Gets me a GPS. I mean, I might have to drive a couple of miles. Walk a few feet, and I can get me a bacon.
But while you're doing that...
Well, frickin' why not? I want to eat me some space sandwich, dude.
But then you should do it properly. I mean, what if we don't take one balloon, but we take like 20 of them, of these weather balloons? Or 100, and we tie them to a lawn chair with you and the bacon sandwich, so you're eating it.
No, that's just being silly now, dude. That's been done by two people, an American back in the 40s or 50s, and then that dude that jumped out of a capsule. That's been done. I just want to eat me a sandwich. I don't want to go to space and eat sandwich in space, although that would be just as sweet. I want to eat me a sandwich that come from space, bro.
I think you need to check with the International Space Station. They might actually have done it.
I'm pretty sure they've got dehydrated bacon. They're going to plug into the little water generator to then hydrate the bacon. I understand they might already have that, and they get special deliveries of KFC and whatever have you. I appreciate that, but this is my bacon sandwich, bro. I don't want other people's business all over my business on my bacon, bro. It's my bacon sandwich. See how it's completely gone off topic here. We're not even talking about KFC sandwich no more. We're talking about bacon. I want to send a bacon sandwich to space, G. How much will it cost?
Go for it, mate.
No, you're the coordinator. You're the events evil overlord coordinator. How much will it cost sending up one bacon sandwich to space? Freshly prepared as well.
Well, if you get a used or one of those decommissioned weather balloon things, you can actually get some cheap ones, and you need a tank of helium, and you'll probably need something like a cell phone for tracking it on its way down. You can fabricate a little shell that it can be in to protect it from descent, and you can probably make the parachute yourself as well. You know how to sew, right? I think we could do this from within 100, 150 pounds.
You're joking. So the proper decommissioned weather balloon will cost less than 50 quid.
You can... I know in the US they pretty much give them away. Like, not quite, but... if you go to the right places, you can get them stupidly cheap.
Okay, so what's the mass of helium or hydrogen or whatever I'm going to use to get into this balloon to send it up high?
At this point, I just say get a tank, because you probably want to get multiple balloons in one test with, like a 100-liter tank.
Well, I'm thinking one balloon, dude, do or die, all go, all that sort of stuff. Balls to the walls, put up, shut up, one shot at this.
Still, get the smallest tank you can get filled up, and that should be enough.
Okay, well, you heard it here first, guys. We just got to send a bacon sandwich to space.
Along with a cell phone, so you can figure out where it is.
I'm not going to put a bloody cell phone in there. I'm just going to put GPS module or tracker with some solar panels or some shit. I'm not going to send my Pixel in there. No, it's not that.
Okay, then...
Too expensive, dude.
Then assume that it gets more expensive if you want to use dedicated equipment.
Oh, well, I've got a GPS... This might sound creepy, but I've got a GPS tracker already, mate.
Okay, because I'm thinking Amazon has Android phones for about £40.
That'll work. I could use their GPS bits.
But yeah, you're making me think the International Space Station actually have a thing where whenever a astronaut visits or goes up there, even the ones that are just there for 2.5, 3 days, they actually send a special prepared meal with them. So, astronaut comes from whatever country, they find some chef or something, he makes a bunch of food for all the astronauts up on the International Space Station and ships it up there. I'm assuming when that English dude went up there, they were all served sputtered dick and vomit of the week.
No, I reckon what they were served, mate, is because they want to go proper delicacy when it comes to British. I reckon they were served haggis. Fucking haggis, it's disgusting. Black pudding, white pudding, ugh. I reckon that's what they're served.
Black pudding is just blood sausage, no?
Correct. And white pudding is?
No idea, but blood sausage is yummy.
No, it's disgusting, you vile beast! Absolutely just vile, vile. So is haggis. I've tried it many times. A very different time. I'd much rather eat me some KFC.
You've no idea what is good food, mate.
No, I'm sorry. I know it's good food. Bacon, KFC, and ciders. Done. That's good food. Also pizza.
Rye with blood sausage that's just been touching a pan a little bit, and then a bit of dark syrup.
Oh, dude, seriously, no, seriously, no, dude, you're making me sick now, Harry, seriously. Disgusting. You should have your bowels cleaned out with a scrubbing brush, shoved up for your all that thing, pulled out for your, clean that, God, disgusting.
Now you make me think I should go to the Scandinavian store tomorrow and pick up some nice cold sour milk soup.
The hell is sour milk soup?
I have no idea what else it's called in English, just skål. It's sour milk and egg mixed together with a bit of vanilla and lemon zest.
Sounds like yogurt, dude.
It isn't, but it's yummy. Just like blood sausage.
Sounds like umas. It does. It's like a yogurt-y type thing. It sounds like... Anyway. That was the little bit of news, tiddy bits, that I had for you, G. So KFC sent a chicken burger to space, and I'm gonna send a bacon sandwich to space just to beat KFC.
Not space.
Okay, fine. Not space, but anyway, it's a great idea, and I think I want to try it.
Okay, well, thanks for sharing, Bamm.
I'm glad you liked what I had to share.